Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn chapter number 2, Structure of Chromosomes, Cell Cycle and Cell Division. What is cell cycle? Before going to cell cycle, first let us see what is cell. As you know, cell is a structural and functional unit of life. All living organisms begins its life as a single cell. Say for example, human beings also starts their life as a single cell called zygote. The cell divides repeatedly again and again to produce a cluster of cells called tissue. A group of tissue makes up organ, a group of organ forms organ system, and organ system performs various functions. So cell division is very important. So what is meant by cell division? One cell, a parent cell, a well-developed cell divides into two daughter cells. Cell division, why it is essential? Cell division. Cell division is essential for growth, replacement of old cells, repair of injury, reproduction of living organisms. All these requires cell division. Without cell division, it cannot happen. Can you imagine growth without cell division? No. Can you imagine a formation of new cells without cell division? No. Can you imagine a repair of an injured or damaged place without cell division? You can't. And reproduction of living organisms. Without cell division, there is no reproduction at all. Because reproduction of gametes, the production of gametes requires cell division. Next, chromosomes. As you know, a cell, within cell, what you can see? Different membrane bound organelles, and exactly at the center, a spherical body called nucleus. Inside the nucleus, in the nucleoplasm, you can see thread-like structures called chromatin. This chromatin is made up of DNA and protein called histone protein. What is chromatin network? Can you see the first picture? In the first picture, the purple color thread-like structures, hair-like structures called chromatin network. Chromatin is made up of, it is made by DNA and histone proteins. DNA 14%, 40% and histone proteins 60%. During normal stage, when the cell is in normal stage without cell division, if it is not ready for cell division, chromatin network is look like this, like the first picture. But when the cell grows properly, when the cell matures and ready for cell division, this chromatin network highly condensed into a specialized structure called chromosome. Chromosome, it has a special structure. What it will get a particular shape called X shape. It has two sister chromatids exactly at the center. You can see centromere. So, what are chromosomes? Now, let us see what are chromosomes. These are thread-like structures located inside the nucleus of plant and animal cell. Each chromosome, so there is no such a difference between chromatin and chromosome. Chromosome has a particular shape, but chromatin does not. Each chromosome is made up of DNA tightly coiled many times around the protein called histone support its structure. Just imagine this is histone protein. Around the histone protein, DNA is coiled many times, around 8 times. Why? Because DNA is very lengthy. It should be condensed. It should be condensed. Then only chromatin network can be converted into, or it will get a particular shape, a chromosome shape. So the condensed form of chromatin is nothing but chromosome. So chromosome is made up of what? DNA and histone protein. Just imagine this is a histone protein around which 8 strings of DNA is coiled, highly coiled, and forms a chromosome structure. That string along with that protein along with DNA strings is nothing but nucleosome. Who discovered chromosome first? Chromosome discovered by German scientist Walther Fleming. Chromatin is made up of DNA and protein. As I told you already, the percentage of DNA is 40 and histone protein 60. Now, molecular structure of DNA. Let us see the molecular structure of DNA. DNA is made up of what? Watson and Crick proposed the double-stranded helical structure of DNA, for which they awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1962. DNA is made up of two strands, two complementary strands. They are complementary in nature and they run parallelly, just like just imagine the structure. If you twist a ladder, how it looks? Exactly, the DNA structure seems same. Each single DNA strand is composed of repeating nucleotides. DNA is made up of DNA is composed of nucleotides. What are nucleotides? It is a combination of three components. What are those three components? Nucleotide is made up of three components, that is phosphate group, pentose sugar and nitrogen base. These three together called nucleotide. And there is one more word, nucleoside. A nucleotide without nitrogen base is called nucleoside. See, so what is nucleoside? Only a phosphate group and pentose sugar together called nucleoside. So what is nucleotide? It is a combination of nucleoside and nitrogen base. What is nucleoside? Phosphate group and pentose sugar. So nucleoside along with nitrogen base constitutes nucleotide. So there are many nucleotides which are made up of three components called phosphate sugar, phosphate, pentose sugar and nitrogen base attached to the sugar inwards, which extends to join the complementary nitrogen base from the other strand. Nucleotides are arranged one above the other or one below the other. Thus, the two strands together makes a ladder-like arrangement, twisted ladder-like arrangement, with the nitrogen bases forming the rungs, nitrogen bases forming the rungs, and there are four types of nitrogen bases. Nitrogen base, as I told you already, nitrogen base is made up of, nitrogen bases are totally four. Those are A, T, G, C. A, adenosine, G, guanine, T, thymine, C, cytosine. Adenine always pairs with thymine. A always pairs with T with two hydrogen bonds. G always pairs with C. Guanine always pairs with cytosine with three hydrogen bonds. Just imagine now, there are two DNA strands. If the first DNA strand has A, adenine, definitely the opposite strand, the complementary strand, A pairs with what? The complementary strand should have T. So A pairs with T always. So between A and T, how many hydrogen bonds should be there? 2. G always pairs with C. Like that, nitrogen bases pairs with each other. Again, nitrogen bases are classified into two types. One is purines, another one is pyrimidines. Out of four, two are purines, two are pyrimidines. A and G are purines, T and C are pyrimidines. A pairs with, A is a purine, pairs with pyrimidine called T. G is a purine, pairs with pyrimidine C. Adenine pairs with thymine with two hydrogen bonds. Guanine pairs with cytosine with three hydrogen bonds. You can see the picture. Now tell me, what are nucleotides? Nucleotide is a combination of, yes, it's a combination of phosphate group, pentose sugar and nitrogen base. What is nucleoside? Nucleoside is a combination of phosphate group and pentose sugar without nitrogen base. So how can you write nucleotide? Nucleotide is equal to nucleoside plus nitrogen base. See, now let us study histone proteins. As I told you already, histone is one of the protein that helps in coiling and packing of DNA into structural units called nucleosome. Histone is a protein around which DNA is coiled so many times and together forms a structure called nucleosome. Just it looks like a bead in a string. See, can you see the picture? Here you can see the color, different colored his proteins around which DNA coiled forms a nucleosome. The DNA strand wind around a core of 8 histone proteins called histone aptamer. The DNA strand wind around a core of 8 histone proteins. Just imagine there are 8 histone proteins around which DNA coiled so many times and forms a histone octamer, octa 8 octamer. Now, a single human chromosome may have about a million nucleosomes. A single human chromosome, we have actually 46 chromosomes, that is 23 pairs. Just imagine one chromosome has more than about million nucleosome. What is nucleosome? Protein, a histone protein along with DNA coil. Each human cell contains 2 meters long DNA if stretched end to end, but nucleus is only 6 micrometer in diameter. Just imagine nucleus is only 6 micrometer, but DNA is 2 meters long. How this 2 meters DNA fix it within 6 micrometer nucleus? So the DNA should be condensed. How it will condense? By winding around the histone proteins by forming nucleosome. Can you see the structure? Therefore, the DNA needs to be condensed in order to fit inside the nucleus. See, this is DNA. Just look like a ladder. That again, the twisted ladder. The DNA wounds around a histone protein, forms a nucleosome. Nucleosomes, these are present within chromatin fiber, forms a chromatin fiber or chromatin network. During the stage of cell division, this chromatin fiber or chromatin network condenses to become chromosomes. How many chromosomes? Yes, 46. See, this is the structure of chromosome. Each chromosome in its condensed form, as visible during the start of cell division, consists of 2 chromatids joined at point along the length. This point of attachment is called centromere. Can you see the first picture, left hand side? This is sister chromatid. There are 2 sister chromatid. This is one sister chromatid. There are 2 sister chromatids. Both the sister chromatids exactly at the center joined together. This point of attachment is called centromere. So in X shape of chromosome, how many sister chromatids are there? 2. The left picture indicates only one sister chromatid. Here, in a complete chromosome, there are 2 sister chromatids. Exactly at the center, they are joined together, forms a structure called centromere. It is a point of attachment of 2 sister chromatids. Centromere. Each chromosome centromere is located at a particular site. The centromere also serves to attach to the spindle fiber during cell division. Spindle fibers, these are the asters, or the fibers which are formed during cell division. I will explain it later. See, exactly the centromere place at the sides you can see the structure kinetochore. It is a point of attachment of spindle apparatus which pulls the chromosome towards opposite poles. As the spindle fibers contracts, the sister chromatids are separated at the centromere and each is pulled away from each other towards the 2 poles of dividing cell. After the completion of cell division, the chromatids now are called chromosome. Again, they decondense and revert their lengthy size. That is, it forms a chromatin network again or chromatin fibers again, thread-like structures. Now, genes. What are genes? These are specific sequence of nucleotides on a chromosome that encode particular proteins which express in the form of some particular feature of the body. Genes are nothing but, you know what are nitrogen bases as well as nucleotides. So the arrangement of nitrogen bases, a particular arrangement in encodes or gives particular protein. Each protein varies in its characteristics. Say for example, if you have any protein deficiency, say for example the melanin, If melanin concentration is more in your body, you may look dull. Say for example, how can I say, um, if the melanin concentration is less, you you look very fair. If melanin protein concentration is more, you look dark. So these are specific sequence of nucleotides and a chromosome that encode particular proteins which express in the form of some particular feature of the body. They are the units of heredity which are transferred from parents to offsprings. Need for new cells. Why we need new cells? For growth, for replacement, for repair and reproduction. What is cell cycle? Cell cycle is a sequence of events occurring between the cell formation and cell division. I repeat, cell cycle is a sequence of events occurring between cell formation and its division. It consists of two phases. One is interphase, another one is mitotic phase or M phase. One is interphase I phase, another one is mitotic phase. Interphase is an interval between two successive cell division. Interphase is the interval or a gap between two successive cell division. It is divided into G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. See, the whole green color indicates, in this picture the whole green color indicates interphase, and the mitosis phase, it indicates M phase. Mitosis or M phase. See, interphase is again divided into three phases, that is G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. What is G1 phase? See the picture. The first phase in the interphase is G1 phase, also called growth phase, first growth phase, in which in this phase RNA and proteins are synthesized. What is RNA? Ribonucleic acid. RNA and few proteins are synthesized. The volume of the cytoplasm in a cell increases during this stage. During G1 phase, what will happen? RNA and proteins are synthesized and the volume of the cytoplasm increases in a cell in this phase. Mitochondria in animal cell, chloroplast in plant cell divide themselves in this phase because they have their own DNA and have the capability to replicate itself, to duplicate itself. At the late G1 phase, at the end of G1 phase or growth 1 phase, first growth phase, all cells must follow one of the two paths. The first path is they may either withdraw from the cell cycle and enters a resting phase. If the cell is willing to divide again, it enters into cell division phase, or if it is not willing to divide, then it enters into resting phase. Now, let us see the synthesis phase or S phase. After G1 phase, S phase. S indicates synthesis phase. More DNA is synthesized and chromosomes are duplicated in this phase. What will happen during S phase? Synthesis. What type of synthesis takes place here? DNA synthesis. If DNA is synthesized more, the chromosomes definitely duplicates. Next, S phase is followed by G2 phase. What is G2 phase? Second growth phase. It is very shorter growth phase. RNA and proteins are continue to be synthesized just like a G1 phase. Now the cell is ready to go cell division. Now the cell is ready to divide. Whatever the organelles required, whatever the cytoplasm requires, our DNA requires, proteins, RNA, everything is ready to divide now. Now the cell enters the dividing phase of the cell cycle. After the dividing phase gets completed, the newly formed daughter cells enters into interphase again and again. In this way, the cell cycle repeats. See, after G2 phase, mitosis in the cells divide. One cell is divided into two daughter cells in mitosis phase. Again, mitosis is divided into four phases, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. We'll discuss about this in the next class. So here within a cell, nucleus divides first and then cytoplasm, and finally one cell is divided into two daughter cells. Again, the new daughter cells, the newly formed daughter cells enters into interphase. Like this cycle repeats. First, nuclear division. Then in mitosis, what will happen? First, nuclear division followed by cytoplasmic division. So nuclear division is called mitosis and cytoplasmic division called cytokinesis. At the end of mitosis and cytokinesis, one parent cell is divided into two daughter cells. Answer these questions. In the next class, we are going to discuss about types of cell division, that is mitosis and meiosis. Thank you.